Today's episode is sponsored by Islamic Center of Claremont.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. You know, in the world that we live in today, where it's all about happiness, all about discovering yourself, and Hollywood has made billions off of love movies and everything like that, one of the funniest and most ironic things that I see and notice in Muslims is how little we take advantage of dua when it comes to our family lives. When it comes to our family lives. Have you, and honestly, be honest with yourself. Don't tell anyone else. Be honest with yourself. Have you ever made the dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts love between you and your spouse? Have you ever made the dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts happiness in your heart? Have you ever made the dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helps you build a healthy relationship with your children? Have you ever made the dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helps you be a good parent for your children, a good child for your parents? It seems so obvious, but subhanAllah, every time I bring this up, people are shocked. I never thought of that. Guess what? You can make your life a lot simpler with this following dua. Everybody is pursuing this, yet so little people seem to find it. Divorce rates over 50%. And those who actually stay married often aren't happy in their marriage. Such a small percent of married people, such a small percent of families feel tranquility and peace and love within their family units. Listen to this dua. Make it every single day. It's one of my personal favorite dua. In fact, I make it every single day in Salatul Witr. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the end of Surah Al-Furqan says, and He praises these people, He says, the people who make this dua are the servants of Allah. It's one of their characteristics. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَالَّذِينَ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ. O Allah, allow my spouse and my children to be the apple of my eye. Not just, oh Allah, let me love them. No. Not, oh Allah, put love between us. No. Allah wants even more for you. Because you can love someone, but the love is at a very moderate level. No, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in this dua, teaching us, allow my spouse and my children to be the coolness, the apple of my eye. Meaning every time I see them, by merit of just looking at them, I feel happy. By merit of seeing them, it brings peace to my heart. Wallahi, if that's the life that we can live, then that is a beautiful life. And again, multi-billion-dollar industry around this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sparing you all of the subscriptions, all of the coaches, all of the hundreds, thousands of dollars in therapy, all of this. You have a dua. And for those who aren't married, the younger ones, start making this dua from now. Allow them to be the coolness of my eye. So every time I see them, it brings me happiness. But what does this really mean? Let's dig a little bit here. What does it really mean? Well, in order for them to be the apple of your eye, they need to be people who are upright, people who are good in their character, people who behave in a way that's pleasing to you and to the believer. What that means is, my children are upright in their iman. My children are praying their 5 daily prayers. My spouse follows the sunnah of Rasulullah. My spouse is a person of taqwa. That's what really brings that peace to my heart when I look at someone. It brings me that joy. And so when you make this dua, you're not simply asking Allah to make your household a beautiful, loving household. It's also asking Allah to make your household a pious household. Because that's what brings true happiness to the heart of a believer. But the dua doesn't end there. The dua then says, وَجْعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. It's not just, oh Allah, make them better. The dua ends by saying, oh Allah, allow me to be a role model for even the righteous people. And in order for me to be a role model for the righteous people, that means I have to be even more righteous. So it's a dua for the self as well. And when the family sees their father, their husband, their wife, their mother as a role model for other people, that builds so much self-esteem and pride in the children, in the spouse. In fact, studies show that when somebody's about with their family member and they see that others respect them, it's part of building that love. So make this dua all the time. Ya Allah, Rabbana, hab lana min azwajina wa dhurriyatina qurrata a'yun waj'alna lil muttaqina imama. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.